Hey everybody, and welcome back once again to Send Newts. Now you guys know that I love snakes, and today we're looking at two. In the animal kingdom, a lot of relatively harmless animals look very similar to dangerous animals, and that's a big case with non-venomous snakes that look very similar to venomous snakes. Out west in Utah, there's a large and fairly common snake that often gets confused for rattlesnakes due to the coloring down its back. So today we're going to look at both different species and determine how exactly we can tell them apart. This gorgeous individual was found relaxing on a rock, as gopher snakes are diurnal, which means they're active during the day. Okay, so you're in the wild, you just come across this snake. An easy question. You're like, where that rattle at? And then you look, and it has no rattle. Obviously, it's not a rattlesnake. You're like, oh, Ston, it seems like anyone should be able to tell that this is a rattlesnake or not. But okay. Here's where things get confusing. As a defense mechanism, the gopher snake will often rattle its tail against the ground to mimic the behavior of a rattlesnake to alert predators and make them think that they're a rattlesnake themselves. So, now that we know that we got a trickster on our hands, there's one other foolproof step to differentiate this species from a rattlesnake. And that's to look at its head. Often, a defining feature from differentiating all venomous snake species in general to non-venomous snake species is to look at the shape of the head. The head of the gopher snake is more narrow than that of a rattlesnake. It's also more streamlined with the body, and gopher snakes themselves are also just a longer snake in general. Rattlesnakes are usually wider and pretty thick and juicy, and we'll see that a little later. The feature that you can use to be most confident in identifying the two species from one another are the pupil shapes. Gopher snake's pupils are round and kind of similar to that of a human. Rattlesnake pupils are vertical slits that look similar to that of a cat. Along with mimicking the rattle of a rattlesnake, gopher snakes also make a hissing sound as another form of defense. Due to how cooperative the gopher snake's been, I wasn't able to get the hissing on camera, but it goes a little something like this. Thank you for experiencing my artistic performance. And now let's put this gopher snake back and get to that rattlesnake. This juvenile Great Basin Rattlesnake is actually a subspecies of Crotalus oreganus, which has quite a few subspecies of varying colors and patterns that inhabit the western states. Now we can clearly see all of the physical differences of this and the gopher snake, the slitted eyes, and most important part, the rattle. We know this individual is a juvenile because of its size, but you can also get a really good estimate based on how many segments are on the rattle. Rattlesnakes gain a new segment on the rattle each time they shed, and they usually shed about 2 to 3 times a year. This individual has about 3 on its tail right now. We can safely assume that this rattlesnake's around a year old. Another distinct feature about rattlesnakes is their movement. You can really see that defined S-shape, kind of back and forth movement that they have. It's almost like they're swimming on land is how I describe it. And speaking of swimming, he was about 2,000% done with these cameras in his face. He straight yeets himself off the edge. But he perseveres and makes it out, and we say farewell to another beautiful snake. Okay everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed both of those snakes, the gopher snake and the Great Basin Rattlesnake. Leave a like at the bottom if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more Send Newts in the future, and thanks for watching.